Hello, it's a nice crisp fall morning. Today is September 26th. I woke up this morning and it was 39 degrees. This time of year, I get inundated with questions over on my website about grass seed. There are so many questions that people have about grass seed, growing grass, and sowing grass, and watering grass. Today, I wanted to address one of the more common questions that I get this time of year. When do you stop watering new grass seed? Before we really get into this topic, I want to introduce a few examples. Uh, as you can see behind me, I've got a steep hill. It's got patchy, spotty grass. There's some spots in there. I'm overseeding those like patchy places that don't have any grass. Now, growing grass on a hill from seed is challenging. Rarely do you get perfect even coverage on the first attempt. So I'm about ready to start my second attempt because over the next week, the temperatures are going to be climbing back up. Here in this area right behind me, I did some overseeding at the end of August. Again, I was trying to fill in some holes. Now, this is not perfect lawn by any stretch of the imagination. There's lots of weeds here and there's different grass types. But going into the winter, I just didn't want bare spots on the ground because that's where mud comes from once the snow starts melting. Here in front of me, I've got some fine fescue seed. This is Chewing's fine fescue. This is what Chewing's fine fescue looks like after, about 19 days. 19 days ago, I put seed in here, and this is what it looks like now. This right here is Kentucky 31 tall fescue. This has been growing for about 11 weeks. Behind me here, in these little patchy areas, is the lime green color is Kentucky 31. Now they will darken up a little bit, but they are still going to be slightly lime green compared to the rest of this. Up the hill, in the patchy areas up there, I seeded some Kentucky 31 into the patches where there wasn't anything growing. As I said before, on the hill, it's hard to get even germination. So only some of the grass seed has sprouted, and that's only been up there for a little over 2 weeks, about 15 to 16 days. To answer your question about when to stop watering the grass seed, really has everything to do with your grass seed variety and your level of germination. If it is even, if it's all coming in at the same time, then that's going to make a difference, and it's going to change things compared to on my hill, for instance, where only some of the seed is germinating. Over on my website, I've got an entire article dedicated to the growth habits of different common grass types that people put in their lawns. It's linked down below in the description. Everything is going to change whether you're growing fine fescue or tall fescue or ryegrass or Kentucky bluegrass or any of the warm season grasses. They all have different rates of growth. I'd like to encourage you to go down there and take a look at that so that you get an idea of how long it takes for your grass seed to actually mature. It's also hard to answer the question of when to stop watering the grass because different people are putting down different grass types, and they're putting down different grass types in different climates. Down in the description below, there's also a link to a different page on the website where I cover the question of when to stop watering the grass. This is going to be different for lots of different reasons, and that's why I want to encourage you to go take a look at that article, because it's hard to cover all of them in a quick video like this. Generally speaking, if you can get even germination across the board, you can stop watering the grass seed frequently. When you're trying to germinate grass seed, you're watering it every 4 to 6 hours every single day until germination happens. Once germination happens, if it's even, you can stop doing that after about 4 to 5 days. From my experience, that's how I operate. When I get good, thorough germination, I keep watering it as if it hasn't germinated for about 4 to 5 days. And then I start dialing it back to 1 time a day, a little bit deeper. And then after another week or so, there's my cat. And then after another week or so, then I start going into normal watering practices. I like to water very deeply 2 times a week. I hope that this video is helpful on its own, but I do know that that article on the website will be more helpful. So make sure to go down into the description and take a look at that link. And I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel, because I'm going to be covering a lot of the common questions that I get in my line of work having to do with grass seed this fall. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just suddenly got all distracted by animals. I got my dogs over here too. But I enjoy this line of work, and I enjoy answering your questions. So if you've got any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them as quickly and accurately as possible. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.